morning and welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Gough.
And I'm Brittany Boll.
And here we are, another Friday, another holiday weekend coming up.
3-day weekend.
Yes, very exciting. And lots of stuff going on here and all over, and we'll be talking about that a little later on. But first, every morning, we want you to get started with our friends at Crazy Cakes.
So you can enjoy your favorite cup of coffee by the cup at Crazy Cakes, or you can brew your own at home. They sell it by the bag. Today we're drinking the flavor of the month, which is the Bourbon Street Blues. It definitely tastes the hints of bourbon. I don't know, I'm not a bourbon drinker. Do you like it, Bob?
I do like it because I like bourbon, and I might have added some extra bourbon to that.
You can get your coffee ground or by whole bean, available by request in 1-pound bags.
No, it's really good. I like it a lot. So, and I've never had it before, so it's a new treat, and I might have to get a bag of that. So.
It's good for the changing weather. I'll give it that.
It is, and of course our friends at the Farm and Home Supply will tell us all about this weather coming up. Of course, we've also got the big weekend of high school football coming up. We'll hear from Matt and Chris about that a little later on. But first off, Brittany and I are going to give you a quick recap of the weekend news.
All right, at Quincy's City Council meeting, the spotlight was on both tradition and new beginnings. The city honored Steve Shearer for his 45 years of service, including 2 decades working side by side with the police department in animal control. And in the same evening, the 5 fresh faces were sworn in as Quincy's newest police officers: Morgan Perez, Joseph Cooper, Devontae Davis, Tyler Kelly, and Aiden Trotvetter. They are officially joining the force to serve the community.
A newly formed strategic task force on housing, co-chaired by Alderwoman Carol Niemann and Paul Havermale, held its second meeting this week. They are looking for what they call a holistic, multi-layered housing strategy that goes beyond just tackling vacant homes or zoning. The group aims to identify the top 5 priorities to present to the City Council, focusing on where the new developments can be viable and community supported. Havermale emphasized creating public-private collaborations for housing across all incomes and service need levels would also free up existing units. And task force members such as Brendan Hills and Mark Philpott highlighted the need for a clear understanding of owner-owned properties and stressed that expanding market rate development will help generate tax revenue for vital city services. And there will be more meetings in the future to discuss the situation.
In Illinois news, Governor J.B. Pritzker and top state Democratic leaders issued a bold rebuke to President Trump's threat to deploy military forces, including the National Guard, to the city to combat crime, declaring, "Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. You are neither wanted here nor needed here." Pritzker slammed the proposal as unconstitutional, as un-American power grab, warned of lawsuits to block any development, and emphasized the violent crime in the city has actually dropped. Crime is down 13% this year, and murders have fallen 31% relative to last year. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's stopping him.
Crazy. Jorge Aguilar, the 18-year-old, has pleaded not guilty in connection with a shots fired incident outside Barney's Tavern on August 16th. His attorney, Nick Rober, says there may be some unexpected details to pop up at a November trial, and he's urging everyone to wait and hear what the verdict is. Well, meanwhile, State's Attorney Todd Eiler cautioned that unless presented in court, such claims usually end up to be smokescreens, as most defense attorneys state those certain issues as well. Stay tuned and see how this case develops.
A Canton, Missouri woman, Alenda Neese, age 50, is slated to stand trial on November 3rd for allegedly setting fire to the former Doyle manufacturing facility on July 7th at 4001 Broadway. Authorities say Neese, initially released on GPS monitoring, cut her ankle bracelet and fled, only to be tracked down again after a tip to the Quincy Regional Crime Stoppers. In addition to the arson charge, she faces methamphetamine possession and 2 felony theft counts, one for property valued over $10,000 and another for a $500 to $10,000. Pretrial hearings are scheduled for October 8th and October 11th.
Of course, we can't do this program or anything at Muddy River News without our great sponsors. And Muddy River Mornings is driven by Hess Auto Agency, and we'll hear from our friends at Hess, also Muddy River Engraving Blessing, right after this.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
In the tri-state area, local businesses aren't just a place to shop. They are engraved into our community. Muddy River Engraving knows, lives, and models this business mentality.
Look how cute!
From getting gear for your team,
Those turned out nice, thank you.
to a custom gift for friends or family, Muddy River Engraving will take your idea or story and bring it to life with his products. From 1 to 1,000 items, Muddy River Engraving can handle any project for you. Muddy River Engraving, engraved into your community.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Amavisca, a family medicine specialist with Blessing Health Hannibal. A primary care doctor can reduce your risk for illness and save your money. When I worked in urgent care, I saw people without a primary care doctor use these clinics not only when they were sick, but to manage chronic conditions too. That can be expensive. Having a primary care doctor, like me, lowers cost and enhances care quality. Your doctor will help you get the screenings needed to reduce the risk for illnesses. Prevention is less expensive than treatment. And your primary care doctor knows you, your medical history, and your risk factors. Personalized care enhances quality. Need a primary care physician? Call the phone number on your screen. Primary care physicians are vested in your wellness and committed to work with you to prevent illness and facilitate a healthy life.
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community. We fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OBGYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
You always make me laugh.
Why, thank you. I think you make me laugh too.
We try.
Yeah.
But if you need somebody else to make you laugh, I hear you have a suggestion.
Oh my gosh. So I came upon this. They contacted and asked for our help to, get the word out there. But comedy is coming back to Quincy.
Great.
And Booberry Productions sits down and talks with me. Check it out. Hey everybody, welcome to my guest Matt Miller. He's here to join me to talk about the upcoming comedy show. I don't know if anyone's heard, but I've been talking about this all week because I'm so excited that Quincy is going to have some comedy again. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. It's going to be an awesome show, and thank you guys for having me in this morning.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're going to have to tell me a little bit about the show, even though, like I said, I've been talking about it. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's okay, because I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time either. I've got comedians coming on from all over the place. So we've got Rebecca Jaffe, our headliner. She's from Chicago, Illinois. She went to Millikan University. She does a mix of music and stand-up comedy, and she's fantastic. Richard Bailey's going to be in town, Quincy's favorite son, as I always like to call him.
Okay, so Richard is the one who contacted me, and he told me about Rebecca, and he's like, Brittany, she is the next big thing. And I think like people say that about performers here and there, but I actually believe him. I saw the, I think it was what is it where they do like a showdown?
A roast battle.
A roast battle.
Yeah.
I saw this roast battle, and she had me rolling. So, I did say, you'll probably see her someday, like on a Netflix special. So, great
probably.
headliner. And then you said coming home. So, Matt, are you from Quincy?
I'm not from Quincy, but I just moved down here. I was originally from Bloomington. It was a little cold up there. I love the tropical weather here in Quincy and the clear water, so I was like, I gotta move down to Quincy. But I am here now, and I'm ready to do comedy here in town because I love doing comedy, and Quincy deserves some of the best comedy around. It's the Gem City, so let's give him a Gem City of a show.
I like that. Welcome. Well, welcome to Quincy. We're happy to have you. So, okay, I interrupted you before. We stopped at Richard Bailey. Who are the other performers that you're bringing with you to the show?
I've got Larry Smith coming down, formerly from NPR, and he's coming down from Chicago, a Springfield native, actually, so it's going to be good to get him back in the area. And I got Josie Rodriguez coming in from St. Louis, so we got people from all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, so how long is probably each person's bit or show?
So Rebecca's probably going to do about 45 minutes. She's our headliner. She's going to do everything. And then everyone else go from 10 to 20 minutes around there. And if we're having fun, we'll just keep going, you know?
That's awesome. Okay, so this is going to be held at the State Street Theater. Beautiful venue, awesome venue for comedy, awesome venue for any kind of show. I know that you've been selling tickets ahead of time. Are there still tickets left?
Yes, we still have tickets left. You can get on Eventbrite, get on the event page, Rebecca Jaffe and Friends, if you want to check that out. We're also doing tickets at the door for $20. And then this morning we decided, because we want to try to highlight a local business or a local, well, business, I guess there's no better word for it. But
sponsor.
so this time we're going to, if you bring your Blessing Health Services badge, if you work over at Blessing Hospital, if you bring your badge to the door, we're going to give you half price. So $10 at the door to say thank you to our healthcare workers. So come on out and have a great time.
I think our healthcare workers probably need a laugh maybe more than anybody.
Absolutely.
So that is awesome. Okay, so you said tickets at the door. What about refreshments? Do you know, is that available?
I believe that they are serving some drinks there and everything, but I'm not quite sure what they are bringing.
State Street Bar always has some great cocktails, so I look forward to those if I end up showing up at the
absolutely.
show.
2 or 3 at least.
At least. Okay, so real quick, so you said you're not from Quincy originally, just moved here. What's the best thing about Quincy so far?
Made right. I eat them every day. I eat too many. My girlfriend's tired of it, but I'm going back. Like after here, I'm going straight over. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. When I first came to Quincy, that's where Richard took me to eat, and I fell in love. My stomach doesn't love it, but I do. It's my favorite.
It's kind of interesting hearing non-Quincy, you know, native, I guess. You are absolutely a Quincy now, but you know, it's apparently the Made Right's in their blood type thing, and you either love it or you hate it. And some people, you know, you bring them here and they are just like, what is this thing? When I was pregnant, I know that I always joke to people, that is what my daughter is made of. Because the only thing that could stay down in me was Made Rights and some Panera bread. So I'm like, that's what you're made out of.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Anything else that you of note in Quincy besides Made Right? I love the blunt Made Right.
Right, it's Made Right all the way. No, I'm still looking to get to know the area, and hopefully we'd like to bring comedy shows like this to Quincy every month, State Street Theater or other places, wherever we can. We just want to bring some comedy to this already thriving. Your music scene is fantastic down here. You have a great arts community, so I'd love to add to it any way that I can.
That would be awesome, Matt. And speaking of which, real quick, you mentioned your lovely wife. All of this is brought to you by Booberry Productions.
Yes, that's our production company that me and Amanda have together, and she works over at Blessing, so that's
Awesome.
why I was like, first time around, let's give her friends and coworkers a break, but she's amazing, and I couldn't do anything without her, and I mean anything, like get dressed. She picked out my outfit today, so it just is, I really appreciate her so much.
Oh, a wise man's words. Anything else you might want to add about the show?
No, just come out, have fun. If you're thinking you're on the edge about it, just come out and give us a chance, and we would love to do this as many times as possible for the city of Quincy.
Well, I look forward to hearing more from you, Matt, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up, we're going to hear from our friends at Rober and Phillips, and they're going to have a little discussion on DUI checkpoints.
In the American legal system, attorneys counsel and represent the people for a better way of life. The law firm of Rober and Phillips are there for you.
Nick, it's getting to be summertime. They're going to be putting up these DUI checkpoints. What do I need to do, or what do I need to be aware of if I'm going through one of those late at night and maybe I've had one too many to drink?
Well, that's a good question, Tyler, because the state and the public has an interest in keeping intoxicated persons off of the road in operating motor vehicles. So a lot of people in Quincy wonder about these DUI checkpoints. What are your rights? How do they work? So DUI checkpoints are technically legal if they meet certain requirements. Number one, they must be systemic. That means that if the police are setting up a DUI checkpoint with uniformed officers, they must pull over either every car or every other car or every 3 cars, but they cannot be random. And this is so people don't believe that they're being arbitrarily pulled over or singled out. They must be systemic. Secondly, if a law enforcement officer smells the odor of alcohol or has any reasonable articulable suspicion that you have been intoxicated while operating a motor vehicle, further investigation is warranted. Now, think twice before you do a U-turn approaching a DUI checkpoint, as this may be probable cause to pull your vehicle over for further investigation as well.
For more information, contact the law firm of Rober and Phillips.
You know, we talked about comedy a little while ago. Of course, our friend Josh Klitz is always bringing us the funny.
Yeah, I hear they made their big return together, and it was a good one. On Frankie and the Klitz, they are back this week and prepared to make you laugh. It's the end of the summer, and that means happiness for Klitz. Some like it hot, but Klitz likes it cold. Frankie has a yawning problem, but it's not because he's bored. Tune in to find out why.
Muddy Night Lights debuted this week, and of course those are live Monday nights as we give you a recap of what happened in the week in football. Of course, this week's show was a preview of the upcoming opening night tonight as Friday Night Lights kicks off. But of course, you can also watch that on our Facebook page. You can watch it on Muddy River Sports. You can also watch it on Muddy River TV. So be sure you check out Muddy Night Lights.
On our Club Muddy show this week, we hold a roundup at the round table. Bob, Ashley, and I discussed the news this week, including one of our most read stories about an elected officials council attack on MRN. This and our reactions to the big engagement later today on the club.
Somebody got engaged? I hadn't heard anything about it. Earlier this week, our Minutes with the Mayor segment brought to you by Mercantile Bank. An old friend stopped by the studio, David Adam, who is now with the city of Quincy and co-chairing the Quincy Sports Commission. He talks to Ashley about how that process is going along, and the segment highlighted the commission's goals and areas of focus as it begins work to try to build the infrastructure for Quincy's sporting future.
On the Daily Muddies this week, Ashley sits down with Dr. Rob Johnson from Blessing Health to discuss prostate health awareness. And Herb Blanky stops by with the super sweet Dory. She is a 3-year-old large mixed breed who is available at the Quincy Humane Society, looking for her forever home. Ashley also sits down with Gumby from the American Legion of Bike Riders to give us the rundown of all their future charitable events. All our Daily Muddies are available on Muddy River TV.
We have our latest edition of Thank You for Your Service this weekend, brought to you by 8 Open. It highlights our local veterans, and we talked to a good one this weekend, Barry Chain, who of course served with the Air Force. He now helps out with the Quincy Police and Fire Commission. He's also very heavily involved in Honor Flight, and Ron Kinshirf has a great chat with Barry over at our friends at 8 Open.
Ron Kinshirf also has a chat on Business Spotlight this week with Jack Wilson from Wilson's Tree Farm. Jack is known as the community's tree savant. He can match you with a perfect shade of tree.
Also this weekend, be sure to check out the latest episode of High Tech in the Heartland, and it is very relevant because Scott Richardson and I talk about solar, with the rash of solar farms popping up around Quincy and all the energy benefits and maybe some of the pitfalls to it. But anyway, it's a very interesting conversation that Scott and I have on the next edition of High Tech in the Heartland.
Coming up next, we have sports, brought to you by Niemann.
Happy Friday morning, Muddy Buddies. Muddy River Sports Editor, Sports Director Chris Duerr. Ready. It's Football Friday!
Finally.
We
have been waiting for this for months, if we're being honest.
Without a doubt.
Probably since last November.
I can't wait. It's been a while. And this is, for me, having missed most of the spring because of some health issues,
right,
back in the saddle for a Friday night football game. Absolutely love it. Can't wait.
There's really nothing like Friday night football because everything has built to this point.
Yep.
It's one day a week. It's one shot. It's the entire community coming together. And man, are we afforded a good week one schedule.
We are. And we're going to have guys everywhere tonight. I think we're going to have people, I believe, if my count's correct, at 8 different games. We're getting some help from some people. We'll have our staff out at a bunch of games, but we're getting some help from some other people. Your buddy Rod Smith down in Jeff City for one will get us some Hannibal highlights.
Probably the biggest game of the night with Hannibal and Elias going at it. And that should be, I mean, that's going to be a phenomenal showdown.
No
that's
question.
A state championship level showdown right there.
So, again, we'll have complete coverage Saturday morning. You want to check out MuddyRiverSports.com. Why? Because the Muddy River Blitz is coming at you, electrified by Excel.
Little different way to do highlights,
Yes.
and we kind of love the idea of getting a chance to simmer in and marinate on what happens on Friday and bring it all to you in new and different and fun ways coming up Saturday morning.
And there we'll have game highlights, we'll have interviews, we'll even have a Schuck on a truck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where will you be for the good people?
I will be at Quincy High School on Friday night at Flynn Stadium for the opener. Devils have won 21 consecutive regular season games. Will that streak continue? They got a talented Boonville team coming to town, so it'll be interesting to see. Again, this is kind of a new era for Quincy High. You know, that senior class graduated, took, you know, record-setting class, his historic class. Okay, now it's the next turn. The next guy's turn to step up, create a legacy of their own. We're going to see how that plays out.
Rick Little grew up in the Carthage football program, and nobody did holding the standard better than Jim Unruh in the late 1990s.
Correct.
So if you're going to get kids to rise, even when the last group of celebrated kids have gone on, he certainly has a good touchstone to look back upon in his own, you know, days watching his alma mater play. So that should be interesting. Good, pretty decent one across town for Quincy Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Grandview out of Hillsboro, Missouri is coming to town, so we'll see how that goes. You're headed to Rushville.
Bob Wixom Field for the showdown between Rushville Industry and Macomb. You know, when we've had those games in the years that we've had, they've been some instant classics and two really good young coaches in our area, and Tanner Horrell and Brian Lafferty. And I think two of the better football teams in West Central Illinois heads up on night one.
So we're sending Shane Holsey down to Bowling Green for Bowling Green Clark County. Steve Einiger will be having a pork chop sandwich out of Camp Point Central. And I know if I send him anywhere else, he'd be very mad at me.
Has he tried the pork burgers at Bowling Green, which are on par with anything?
You got to remember, Bowling Green's new to our coverage area. So this is a new experience.
I bought Don Krim one last year. Maybe we can get Stevie E and Don Krim, Stevie Dirt, to exchange notes about food.
Yeah. Don Krim will be at Quincy High School with me. Ben Marth will be at Quincy Notre Dame. So yeah, we're going to be all over the place. Thad Requet, and you know, one of our new guys, is going to be out at Unity for Unity Payson against Pleasant Hill. And then we're getting some help on the Missouri side. So we're gonna have you blanket coverage. The Muddy River Blitz coming up on Saturday morning. Every Saturday throughout football season. Complete highlights, scores. We're gonna get you completely updated as best we can. Also remember, right now on the site, our new site, by the way, if you like what we did, the upgrades we've made, kudos to Verbosity for helping us do that. We love it. I hope you love it too. If you have any questions, if you find any kinks, let us know, because we're trying to make sure this is the best possible platform for everyone. Video, photos, stories, the whole bit. So let us know what you want. Let us know what you think. But right now you can go check out Quincy University football's opener, which was Thursday night. So you can check that out. And then we've got all kinds of stuff coming up this weekend. There's a volleyball tournament at Quincy High. There's soccer games. There's Culver Stockton College has its football opener. Western Illinois has its football opener. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
And your week doesn't end. You come right back here for Muddy Night Lights, where we're going to talk about everything on Monday, and give you the chance to kind of get your turning off point for the next week. Because that's kind of the point where we go, hey, here's what we saw, here's what we learned, here's how the coaches break it down for you, and then we move into week two. Gosh,
we had five coaches join us on the show. Week one, we'll have 5 or 6, depending on who's available. Week two, again, Muddy Night Lights. Every Monday night throughout football season and in basketball season too. Don't forget about that. 7 to 9. Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are live 7 to 9 from right here in the CDS Technology studio. I'm looking forward to Monday night. I'm more looking forward to Friday Night Football now.
This is what we live for.
Is this your Christmas?
It usually is my Christmas, yes. It's as close as you can get to a sports Christmas out there.
If that's truly the case, will Angie be will you hang a stocking and have Angie fill it tonight? Just so you can get up and she'll have batteries and SD cards.
She'll basically, in the morning, she will poke me and go, Chris, football. That's what it's gonna be. Football. Chris so happy. Football. So that'll be my morning.
Our wives become sports widows.
They do, yes.
So for the next
bless those sainted women.
That's right. Hey, everybody have a great weekend. Make sure you check us out at muddyriversports.com. Have a good one.
Niemann's, your neighborhood market.
If you're 55 or older and ready for quality, independent living, Good Samaritan Home of Quincy is your first choice. We're constructing new duplexes and single-unit cottages ready for you. Prepay your lease now and customize your future cottage. Say goodbye to the hassles of yard work, snow removal, and home maintenance, and say hello to stress-free, independent living. There is limited availability, so call Good Samaritan Home today at 223-8717 or see for yourself at gshq.org.
Again, the sports guys are very excited. Tonight's football.
My daughter's very excited.
Oh,
yes. It is social time.
Oh, that's right.
For those in the junior high, high school.
Yeah.
Parents also make sure they made an announcement. They're switching up the sections of where the students sit, I think, to make it more conducive and behavior at its finest.
But your daughter is old enough, you do not have to go to the game with her, correct?
No, I'm enjoying this time.
That's great. And of course, speaking of football and the weather, and we're going to hear from our friends at Farm and Home Supply with how's the weather up there.
All right.
Real joke this time? Real joke this time? Okay. Okay.
What's the tree's favorite song in the fall? Don't Stop Beliefin'.
Oh, Lord.
Hi, I am Dad Jokeologist.
Dad
This
Jokeologist.
is meteorologist Brent Clare. That sells the weather up there with your weekend forecast. And a busy weekend. We got football, we got Labor Day, and of course all the activities that come along with it being outside. And maybe not necessarily mowing the yard because we haven't got rain for a while, but weather is going to change because we've had a nice good pattern of cooler weather and relief.
Oh, I just to be able to be outside and do things just been great lately, and not having to sweat through the 3 shirts daily, et cetera. But yes, looking at still continued below normal. Today, Thursday, probably going to be the warmest of the next few days, or maybe mid-80s. We see a little what we call backdoor cold front come through, and what that means, it comes from the kind of northeast, kind of come from the Great Lakes area. So it'll bring just slightly cooler temperatures and keep that dew point really low. And that's, I always talk about the dew point. We'll talk about that a little later. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday look absolutely perfect. Low or mid, upper 70s. I want to say low 70s. Not yet. Not yet. So upper 70s. Humidity is very low. And a little nice breeze and sunny skies as we move through. So should be for most of the weekend very good. We get into Monday. That's where I've got a little concern, and because I see a stronger cold front coming through. That might bring a little bit of rain, hopefully. We could use some rain. The grass, now my grass is still very lush. Some others maybe some drier, but
getting brown.
Yeah. So, but and then the corn is done, so there's no corn sweat anymore. That's another reason why the humidity is down, because there's no corn sweat going on. But the soybeans could use a little drink as we get to the last bit of the filling of that. So anyway, back to Monday. Afternoon showers possible, and then if that front does come through like it's shown to, we could see temperatures maybe not even getting out of the 60s for maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but should be in the low to mid 70s. That's going to be a little crisp.
Yeah.
Not going to complain one bit. The overnight lows, though, low to mid 40s if it comes through like I think it might. So it's like that's going to be
sweater weather right there.
That's for some people. So this is sweater weather for some people. This is still t-shirt weather for me.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, regardless, very good taste of fall possible the first week of September. So. But we'll see what happens. And of course, like we talked last week, this is false fall, or fake fall. We still got a blast of summer still yet to come. So don't get too comfortable with this now. But we look into the next 30 to 60 days. Some of the forecast models are showing above normal temperatures, which does not necessarily mean hot. It just means warmer than average, and then below normal precipitation. So a very mild fall, you might call it. So we will have to see how that plays out. But again, we could always use some more rain, but right now, obviously, judging by the height of grass, I think there's still a lot of sub-moisture in the ground.
Yeah.
So,
even though we haven't got like a lot of measurable rain recently, because the August average is 3.5 inches of rain or so in the Quincy area, and we're well below that, almost below an inch.
Right.
So the last time we got rain was maybe a week ago or so, but it just hasn't measured up quite so much.
But you got to remember, the reporting station at Quincy may not have gotten some, but
the spotted
couple
showers,
weeks ago, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Southern Adams County, like 5 inches of rain. Right. And then where I was at, nothing. But then a day later, we got like a tenth or two, and no one else got anything. So it was very scattered. So, again, you got to remember where those reporting stations are at to say that, because Adams County did get rain.
Yeah, just not at the airport.
Just not at the airport where they're at. So, so that is the one thing we have to always remember when you look at averages and stuff like that. But again, if it's not region wide, obviously that's where we like to look at everyone's report. So, but yeah, still we could use a drink or two. So not too bad. But then again, who wants rain on a Friday night when we got good stuff coming up tomorrow night?
True, yeah. There's always that one day of the week that it shouldn't rain. Whether it be Friday for football or you got Saturday outdoor activities, there's always one day at least.
No, Thursday and Friday, so that you're not playing in the mud lot on Friday night.
True.
Well, then again, we won't go there. I was going to say a lot of fields are coming turf-like. Yeah. Which is good when it rains. It's bad when it's 100 degrees out, because then it's 150 on the turf. Yeah. So, but nonetheless, we got football tomorrow night. Everywhere, good matchups. Going to be just that right weather for it. The only bad thing is we're getting to the time of year where the sun is right at sunset at kickoff, and you're looking right into the sun. If you're like, I'll be on a north-south or a east-west field tomorrow. And so half the time I'm going to be looking right in the sun. And just,
Now, do you wear sunglasses as a referee?
Varsity, no. I think it's a little unprofessional. Well, not unprofessional, but it's just like, but lower levels, especially when you're a lot earlier in the day. Yeah. Yeah. But some games you just have to, especially if it's a day varsity game. Yeah, I'm wearing them. So, but typically I like to keep them off just because you want to be
clear line of sight. Right?
Clear line of sight, and you want if people are saying, "Oh, he's not looking at anything because you can't see what his glasses is." or
you're crowd watching instead of game watching.
Or it's the three blind mice jokes, whatever. So, which I get that every game anywhere. So, but nonetheless, so that's the other thing is Missouri football is changing their rules where the mandatory water timeouts are not mandatory anymore. But if the temperature and the dew point are at a certain degree, then it will be. So that will be a case-by-case basis and a field-by-field basis, because it's not based on general anything in general. It's each school will have a device or whatever that they can measure on-field conditions, and so each school will make that decision. So I'm looking forward to that.
A little unique this year, then.
A little unique. So looking forward to that since that extra minute, which is never a minute, it seems like it's always 2 minutes. That adds 10 minutes to the game. Man, I just want to get. Yeah. No. I'm always glad to be on the field, to working games. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Looking forward to a good season, and on both sides of the river, all around, we're going to have some good football this year. So and good weather to go with it. So.
Yeah. And we're talking about sweater weather, but you say that Mother Nature is giving you a sign that even cooler weather is ahead because of the cicadas.
That's right. So if you have been outside listening to the symphony of cicadas, they've been going on for 2, maybe 3 weeks now. And another wives' tale I have was 6 weeks after the cicadas start singing, you see your first frost. Now that depends on when is like the first cicada. Is it a couple, or is it the
buzz and the
hum? So I think we're really in that zone right now. So you can start the clock on the calendar. So I would say, first part of October should be seeing a frost. Maybe in September as well. But I think we'll obviously seeing that. So it's frost time coming in anyway. So
I don't know if I'm ready for it quite yet. If it could stay like what it has been for the past week the next 4 to 6 weeks, that would be awesome. We actually get a prolonged fall instead of going from summer to winter like we did last year so fast.
It's frustrating that we don't actually see if temperatures would actually follow the averages, it would be nice, because then it's a nice gradual cool down, gradual warm up, whatever it is. But you got to appreciate take the bad to appreciate the good. So
yeah.
But nonetheless, Labor Day weekend, so hopefully everyone will get a chance to enjoy last weekend, quote unquote last weekend of summer. I know The smoker's probably got my name on it for a few things. I don't know what yet. So
perfect grilling weather, football weather, and then get you a heated pool, maybe okay for the pool time.
I don't know. It's like how warm do you have to have your pool for weather like this?
Starts to get a little chilly right about now.
That's what I thought. Sure. Yeah. So no, don't close it up yet. There's still one more chance for a good hot spell. So
one more chance.
There you go.
Well, the weather's going to be great this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. If you're not going outside this weekend, there's a lot of you I know staying inside for your fantasy football drafts this weekend.
There's also a lot of other inside things to do other than football, Bob. It's not all about football.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, also this weekend, like we discussed before, there's a comedy show. Tonight at State Street Theater, the comedy show that we spoke about earlier starts at 8. The doors open at 7. You can get your tickets at the door. Join Rebecca Jaffe and friends for a great night of laughs. This show is brought to you by Booberry Productions. Also tonight, Gypsy Tango Foxtrot is playing at Point Divine. This will be one of their last public shows this year. They are scheduled to play for the veterans at the Adams County Bicentennial.
And also, if you know any Gypsy Tango Foxtrot groupies, just give them a shout out too. So, speaking of the Adams County Bicentennial, if you haven't marked your calendars yet, the big finale is September 6th at the Adams County Fairgrounds. There'll be something for everyone, including the Beach Boys. And wouldn't it be nice if we all celebrated Adams County together?
Thank you for reading it that way, Bob.
Well, I knew what you were getting at.
Tomorrow morning, head to Washington Park for the district's Farmers Market. My scores last week consisted of some peach cobbler and jalapeno cheddar sourdough from my favorite local bakers. Also on the district's calendar, their annual dinner, now called the Feast in the Heart of Quincy, will take place on Sunday, September 14th, and tickets are very limited. The feast features a collaboration from some of your favorite chefs from the district. It'll be a deliciously good time.
Race Day Sunday at Quincy Raceways. Grab your friends, enjoy some cold ones, have some track burgers, say hi to Steve Iyer. It's going to be a lot of fun out there. And of course, we want to thank Jeff DeLonge and all the good work he's done out there. But again, going to be a great night for racing. And if you don't work Monday, you can stay out and have a great time.
Then on Labor Day Monday, we will still give you our Monday drop. It's a good one. Our Muddy TV drop will be another episode of Muddy River Gems. Randy Phillips and Mark McDonald take you on a tour of the Quincy History Museum.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff going on this holiday weekend. I hope most of you have Mondays off. I know we've got a little bit of work to do around here Monday, but nothing pressing. Anyway, we will still have, like Brittany said, we'll have Muddy River Gems. That'll be great for you to watch. And of course, should any breaking news happen, we will also have you covered there too. So.
Yes, and keep an eye out since it is the beginning of the month. We will have our pothole of the month, our comment of the month, and our birthday of the month, all to be seen on our Facebook.
So there's lots of great stuff this weekend. So even though the weather's going to be nice and you're going to be busy, you can also download the app so you got your phone and you can follow Muddy River News and Muddy River Sports that way too. So
yeah.
All right. Well, again, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Always appreciated. Have a great holiday weekend. We'll see you next week.
Bye.